Troops, how you doing? Another week journey podcast with yours truly, Michael, and I've got Ryan, Mr. Ryan Bennett to my right, to your left if you're watching on the screen.
That's it, right here, doing it.
Yeah, man. It's been shit, man. I think we always lead in with it's busy, but fuck, things are busy.
Things are busy.
Yeah,
things are busy.
I'm looking forward to having some downtime for a couple of weeks in December.
Totally.
Well, not even a couple of weeks, but January we're going to have a little bit of downtime. That'll be nice.
Oh, but realistically, it starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah, true.
Then we got weekends off and things like that, so it's not as far away as you think, to be honest.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's what we're going to be talking about this week is the power of slowing down in a fast-paced world, because it's so easy to get caught in the rapture, the chase, the drive, the mundaneness of it all, and to forget about supporting ourselves through slowing down, through being present with our partners, with ourselves, and most importantly in the moment.
Yeah, and the power of a pause. That's something I've really I think I've spoken about it here before. It's just having micro rests, and if it's at 20 minutes, just lying down and getting some sun and then getting back into it. It all helps and it all adds up. But and it's easier said than done. We're not sitting here going, "Oh, this is exactly how we do it." And sometimes we just speak about the concepts that are best practice. But when you are trying to fill your life, or when you have filled your life with your passion, your purpose, your dharma, and all the things that run with it, you need to create the choice to pause and to make some slowness, as you said, man, with our partners, with your diet, with your movement, with your sleep, all the different things, because burnout's a horrible thing. Certainly don't want to go down that route.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
Engineering, I was there before, so I can sort of feel and understand even the signs of it, because I suppose it's a story that I've been through before. But no, definitely not one that I'll actually ever go through again, just because the practices are there.
Yeah.
And it's like, even at the moment that things are moving fast, it's like the capacity to keep up is there, but slowing, simply because of the conscious choices to take those times to focus on movement, even if it's not like the greatest session you've ever had, but like getting to the gym, staying in consistency, it's just meditation, breath in the morning, before anything else, taking those opportunities, taking those moments. It's
just keeping the appointments with yourself, I think, is the way that I'm seeing it right now. Even if I get a 15-minute walk out in the sun in the morning, just before we get into things, it's still, I can feel it just moving my body.
Yep.
It's moving the energy around.
Totally. But it's even as what James Cleary says when it comes to the entopic habit, it's actually about like getting in the habit of things, not about perfecting things. Because if we were to just be like, I don't have time for an hour workout, I don't have time for 15 minutes of breath, then we just fall out of habit of actually the practice.
Yeah.
But whereas it's like, man, okay, I only have 5 minutes. I'm just going to do the 5 minutes just to stay in the routine of it. I don't have an hour for the gym, but I have 15 minutes to go for a walk, because maybe that's all I've got the energy for. Maybe that's all I've got the time and capacity for. It's like just staying in that routine of making those conscious decisions to show up for yourself.
It's an easy choice to go, oh, I can't do the full thing, so why even do it, right?
Totally.
I fall into that. I can't get my full session, and what's the point? I won't do it. I'll just do the thing that I know I need to go and do. Interesting thing about burnout, do you think that burnout only comes with something that it doesn't really align with you? Do you think that you could just keep going? As you know, things will always start getting more and more for us as we expand. But I don't think I would get to a point of burnout, because I love doing it, even though I'm fucking deeply at a cellular level, knackered, tired.
Yeah.
There's still not an aspect of me that thinks, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But whereas like potentially in engineering, it was like, you love doing it, but it's not like was your dharma of the world.
It wasn't the purpose. There was no purpose in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just doing it. It was serving the purpose of paying rent, not a purpose of feeding the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's definitely an aspect of it, because if you start to lose drive or meaning in what you're doing, then subconsciously you're going to start resenting it, or subconsciously or even consciously you'll start resenting. You'll start telling the stories of that. Oh, I can't be bothered getting up. Oh, how heavy it is. Oh, I'm so tired because of this, that, and
but
the
if
other
you
thing.
love to do it, or if it's like, hey, this is difficult, but it's challenging, but that's all good.
Totally.
And there's not aspect, geez, there's still parts of things that we do. I'm like, it's a grind, but overall arching, it's still doing the things we love. But
Totally.
but yeah, I think that burnout potentially could just be like the biggest thing of going, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Totally.
And you're pushing that meta rock up the hill.
Yeah, well, it's so it's actually a diagnosed medical condition now.
Is it?
70% of medical doctors will experience burnout at some point in their career.
Wow.
Crazy, yeah? And they reckon 54% of people will experience it at some time in their career. I know, so my actual thesis when I did study naturopathy was specifically on burnout.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it is a combination of things, because it's like that nervous system deregulation, right? You're so overstimulated. You made unconscious choices to feed yourself, so your nutrients are starting to deplete. You're not getting proper sleep because you're constantly in that stress state. Movement falls out the door. Relationship starts to fall by the wayside. So it's like a combination of so many factors.
Yeah, I guess if you're an ED surgeon or an ED doctor and you're doing a 15-hour shift and something comes in and you've got to do another 10 hours and it's all of a sudden you've done 24 hours
Tough
on your feet. Doesn't matter how much you love something, you're still gonna get smacked around if you've got to sleep 4 hours to turn around and come back in again.
Totally.
Well, yeah, that would be rough. So yeah, like having a pause in that. I guess again, it's always easier said than done. If you're an ED doctor and you listen to this, you're like, fuck you, Michael and Ryan.
Pause.
Suck. Hey, but is there 2 or 3 minutes in between doing something where you could just go sit into a dark room, where you can close your eyes, where you can do a round of breath, where you could just sit in silence for a couple of minutes? Can you just get something? Can you do something? A little bit can add up over time.
Totally, and I guess this is about like understanding and finding what works for you and in the space that you're in. So it's like, I can use Van as an example of this, because she has moved into a role where it's extremely high pressure. She's managing 50 staff. There's always staff that don't turn up. There's always issues, like there's kids that are involved, so there's always come difficulties with that. Then there's parents of the kids, which seem to be even a bigger issue. But it's like, for her, just having a lunch break outside of the workplace, where it's just like a change of energy, is like enough for her to go back in the afternoon and be like, okay, I've shifted through that. I'm revitalized. There's more passion in what I'm doing now. So it's like, what works for you? Like figuring out what a micro pause even means. It could be the breath. It could be sitting down for your lunch instead of eating it on the go or at your desk. It could be making sure that there's some form of meditative practice, or it could be like winding down at the end of the day. Like, what is it for you?
Yeah, that's very true. It's just a bit of an environmental change as well. Just change what you're looking at, change what you're feeling, get away from it, and then come back, and then you can see it with fresh eyes, feel it with a fresh feeling. You're not getting bogged down in it. Yeah, that's it.
And totally. I suppose not also leaning on easy cruxes. Like, I was tired today. Before I went to the gym, I was like, I'm gonna have a coffee. I had the coffee and I was like halfway through the gym and I was like, fuck, I really regret having that coffee.
I thought the same thing, man, but I didn't have the coffee.
It didn't give me what I wanted. It didn't give me like an energy burst. It's just like I've just felt my heart pounding out of my chest for the whole rest of the day. And that was like 4 hours ago.
Yeah, I did the same thing,
like,
man.
It didn't even give me energy.
Woke up weary. All right, I'm going to go to the gym, do some movement. Just have a coffee. Nah, I'm just going to go. I'm going to move. And I just moved and then I felt better.
Totally.
Because we can fall easy into the things that are those quick fixes as well.
Should have went for a focus instead.
I did have a focus.
I didn't have any at home.
What?
Nah, I haven't replenished since we restocked, so that's a reminder. Take some today. That's it. I think, if there's any a clear message in the busy amplitude of life right now, is just stop and smell the roses. It's an old adage, but that is so true. How can you bring a little bit more presence into what you're doing? How can you have a micro rest if you're just full on the go? And
how can you not just fall into doom scrolling because it's just the easiest thing to grab your attention and just not, it's all the things. I know. And so, don't worry, we get it wrong.
Yeah, totally. We live in a distracted world, and it's so easy to fall back into distraction, just to sort of take you away from the present moment.
Yeah, and it's holding yourself to that higher state. It's what is it that? Who do you want to be?
And how do you want to be?
And how do you want to be? Yeah, like what's the aspect of your life that you're co-creating with yourself? And then I find, it just, even when I'm in the depths of tiredness and things like that, I find that I'll still respond a lot more than what I would react as an old version of myself, because I have done my breath work in the morning. I did do my meditation in the morning. They're just aspects that I do now. I don't even think about not doing them. And so the little things in my day just kind of, I wonder what my day would be like without them. It'd be a little bit more chaotic for sure.
Totally.
A little more chaotic.
You chase it. I feel on the days when I don't meditate, I'm just behind. I'm like chasing. I'm like trying to catch up because I haven't intentionally slowed down.
Yeah.
So it's like I get up, and because my mind is wired that way, it's like I need it to stop. I need it to be like, no, reel it back in, boy.
Why do you think some days you don't do it?
It's very, very few days now.
Yeah.
But it's like when I'm like, I actually don't have time, and there's other things that I'd rather do. So it's like the other morning I decided to go for a walk. Although that's still like active meditation.
Yeah.
Because I'm either listening to a podcast and just like not taking in the next thing. So it's always something. But there will be some days where I wake up and I'll be like, oh fuck, I've actually slept in. I don't have time for it.
Yeah, fair enough. And it's not like the breath where you just chuck a couple of rounds in just to get a slight change. The meditation, it's like you got to move into the process.
Totally.
Drop into it.
Takes 10 to 15 minutes for you to slow that down.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It's such an important, like just an important notion, because everything comes to it, like sleep. For some people sleep's super important. For some it's not so important. It's like, hey, maybe you're wired that you could just keep going all day. You're full generator energy, and it's like you don't even need to stop and slow down. It's like, okay, well, just keep going. When your batteries run out, just recharge and then just pop back out again and go and get it. I know for myself, I need to have the little recharges. It's getting less now, until I can it's interesting actually, just reflecting on it now. Like my rest is a deep rest. I'll drop in. I use a bit of cannabis and things now as well to help drop me into those really deeper states of rest. And it activates my rest very quickly, so I can feel my body just go drop down in the space of an hour. And so if I've got a little bit of a gap of 1 or 2 days before we're on the road again, that'll be my self care routine. We'll just drop into some cannabis and sit in the spa. Sauna's a really big one that's entered in my life quite prevalently in the last month or two as well, which is good. And those are just times to stop, sit there, and then feel a little bit of the mind going, oh,
this is hard.
This is a little bit hard. I want to drive a little bit harder into this. It's all good. So it's still sharpening even in the relaxation.
Totally.
Active relaxation. Is that even a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing. For some people it is active relaxation, because it's like using the body to quiet the mind. So it's like just to do nothing, for some people can add more of a stressor. So it's like the action of doing something can be relaxing. So it's like the gym for me is active relaxation. Like I don't leave the gym tired. Like even though I had a coffee before the gym today and I was tired, I was like, I know if I go to the gym it's actually relaxation, because it's a meditative state for me. Yeah. It's like same with yoga, same with qigong. Those are all active relaxation techniques.
Yeah, I never look at the gym as an active relaxation. Yeah, but still, for me, I just put my earphones in and I do my thing.
Yeah, and so like takes you into a state of flow, right? Where you're not actually thinking about it; you're just present.
Yeah, it is. And walk out, just even if it was a shocking attempt at movement like it was this morning, I still walk out of there going, do you know what, I did it. That little pat on the back. Hey, I got there. I did 40 minutes of my program and walked out again. It was nothing to write home to mum about, but gee whiz, it was good.
Totally. And it's in that's the conditioning, realistically, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to always be optimal. It's just staying in the action or the habit of showing up and doing the things that you know are ultimately going to make you feel good in the long term and give you more capacity. Yeah.
And what about naps? What are your thoughts on naps?
Not a big napper. I do nap every now and then, like when I'm really tired. I know I'm going to go home today and have a nap. But I mean, yeah, lots of research on it. Good for many aspects.
I've found since understanding my circadian rhythm a lot better and knowing my wake time is that 7 o'clock, 7:30 time. If I wake, and I nap, I barely nap now.
Yeah, cool. There you go.
Barely nap. But if I'm up at 5:30, then I'll have that 1 or 2 o'clock nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super interesting to have seen that in my
understanding
routine.
that aspect of you.
Yeah. It's cool. And like even when I was a personal trainer for many years, like getting up at that 5 o'clock, first client 5:30, first quad shot coffee at 5:30.
There you go.
Keep going, have your second one, and then napping at midday was actually in my schedule. But now I've got my circadian rhythm a little bit more handled. Yeah, I don't have to nap, but yeah, I'll be the same as you, man. I'll drop into a nap later. I can just feel that in my bones. But it's getting towards that end of the year aspect. I think everybody's got that vibe.
Regardless, it's been a big year for. I mean, it's always a big year. You feel it coming into November, coming into December, even when you're working for places. Productivity goes down. People start to give less Fs and they're hanging out for a holiday.
Yeah, they do. Hey, man, your birthday's coming up soon.
November the 8th. Yes, sir.
Coming out of the 33rd year. It was a powerful year for me, man.
It was a big year.
Yeah, 33. It was like quite a good turning point year for me. And then moving to 34, it was like, oh, nice.
Goal to be a millionaire by 35. It's always been a goal.
Cool.
So we're on track. Potentially 2 more years. It's gonna happen.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
It's gotta be. You will die.
I will die otherwise. Goal to be.
Goal to be.
I
like that, man. It's a good little reframe. So, team, have yourself a little pause. Have yourself a little moment. Get out that sun on your face in the morning. See if you can watch a nice little sunset. And if you can get a little bit of slowness when you can, even if it's just a micro rest, then just get that in. You know yourself. And if it's something that you have a real challenge with, then just start small. But I'm telling you, from personal experience, it all adds up. Even if it's just a couple of minutes in a day. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, or when things are coming at you and you start to, a little bit more chaotic, you just handle it better because you've just had that moment to slow down.
Truth.
That's it.
Truth.
Team, well, short and sharp this week. Have yourself a little rest, break, pause. Say Michael and Ryan prescribed it for you. We told you to.
Yeah.
We'll write your boss a note.
Yeah, totally. Send an email.
Yeah, exactly. Hey guys, we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
All right, love you everybody.
Shoo.